Okay, so here it says chapter number 6, ratio, proportional and unitary method. That's what is the name of the chapter is. Okay, now let's understand what is the meaning of a ratio. Ratio means something divided by something. If it is comparable, then I can say it is a ratio. For example, A upon B should be equal to, say, some constant K. How can I write this? I can even write this as cross multiply. I will going to take B over here. So this I can write as A is equal to KB. So what I have done here, I have made the relationship between A and B with some constant K. What is this K? This K is nothing but some constant value. And what is this A and B? This A and B are quantities. Okay, let's understand this with one example. For example, okay, example number 1. This A is, say, age of a boy, and this B is, say, age of a girl. Okay, and the K is what? Say K is some constant which is 2. So what does this mean? This mean when the girl's age is, say, 1 year, what will be the boy's age? Boy's age will be 2 years. That's what it mean. Okay, so ratio is used for what? Ratio is used for comparison. I'm comparing between two quantities. What are those two quantities? Age of boy and age of girl. This is one way. Okay, if the age of this girl is, say, 2 years, then what will be the age of boy? It will be 4 years. If the age of girl is 3 years, what will be the age of boy? It will be 6 years. Okay, that's what first point mean. Quantities can be compared using ratio. So I am comparing two quantities with a ratio. So this A by B is a ratio. Okay, A divided by B is a ratio. How can I write in the language of ratio? I can write as A, then 2 dot, and then this B. This 2 dot is read as what? Is 2. Is is TO2. So I will say A is to B. Got it? Okay. Now, second point is conversion of the ratio to its simplest form. We should always write ratio in the simplest form. Okay. For example, here you are getting the girl's age as 3 and boys as 6. So you will not going to write 3 by 2 ratio. You will going to write how? 3 1 ja 3, 3 2 ja 6. 1 by 2 you will going to write. Okay. Yes. Okay, so here what is the second point? Second point is conversion of the ratio to its simplest form. So whenever we are writing ratio, we always write in the simplest form. For example, you have the ratio, say 70, okay, is to 50. So how you will going to write this? You will not going to write this as 70 is to 50, but you will going to cancel this 0 and you will write ratio as 7 is to 5. This is the simplest form of writing the ratio. Okay, now let's understand the third point. Division of a given quantity as a given ratio. Okay, this also we have studied. What is that division? When we say division of a given quantities as a given ratio. So that's what I did here. Na? Here what I did, this was 70 divided by 50. So what I did, I divided this 70 by 10. In denominator also, I have divided this 50 by 10. Then I got 7 upon 5, which I can write 7 is to 5. Okay, now the next point is what? Next point is proportion as equality of two ratio. Let's understand that. What do you mean by proportional? Let's understand that. If you have two a ratio, that is A is to B, and you have another ratio, say C is to D, and if you are equating this by a special symbol called 4 dot, this is 1 dot, this is second dot, this is third dot, and this is fourth dot. So this special symbol is called what? Proportional. Okay, this is called proportional. And how this is written in algebraic form? It is written as A divided by B. This is written as C divided by B, and this proportional sign is replaced by equal to sign. So this is what is the meaning of proportional. So when we proportional, what we do? We equate two ratio. This is A is to B ratio, and this is C is to D ratio. These two ratio we equate. That is called proportional. You can even multiply by this. So you can say A into D is equal to B into C. Now, what is this A and D is called? They are called extreme. They are called extremes. And what is this B and C is called? They are called means. So you can even write a statement. What? Product of extreme is equal to product of mean. What is the meaning of product? Product means multiplication. So can you see this A into D written over here?
Yes.
Yes, A into D we have written here. So that is called product of extreme is equal to product of mean. Can you see this mean B and C? Okay, the
Yes.
product of this is written here. So that's what is product of mean. So these two are equal. Okay, now the next point is what we will going to study in 7th standard. You will know the terms associated with the ratio, antecedent and coincident. So I will going to explain you two important terms. One is called antecedent, second is called consequent. Let me explain you this part. For example, say you have A divided by B is equal to some constant K. This I can write as A is equal to KB. Okay, so here I can say if B is equal to, say if B is equal to 2, that implies what will be A? A will be K into 2. And if the value of K is say 4, not 4, say 5. So what will be the value of A? It will be 5 into 2, that is 10. So what does that mean? It says that if the value of B is 2, then I can say that the value of A is 10. So this statement is called what? Antecedent. And this particular statement or value is called what? Is called consequent. So this I can write as B divided by A. Also I can write this B divided by A. So when B, then A. So this is called your antecedent, and this is called your consequent. Okay, interchangeably also you can use this. Hope this point is clear to you. I will going to explain you the same point again when I will going to take the exercise or solved examples. Okay, now next point, this we have studied. Now next point is comparison of the ratio. Comparison of ratio is again very easy. Okay, so what does this mean? Say you have a ratio 4:5, and you have another ratio, say 1 minute, 4:5, and another ratio you have, say 3:2. So which ratio is less? How can you compare which is greater, which is less? So for that you will going to write this 4:5 as 4/5, and this you will going to write as 3/2. Then you will going to take the LCM of denominator, or you can also multiply by 2. Why? Because 2 is here, and here you can multiply by 5. Here also you will going to multiply by 5. Why? because 5 is over here. So what you will get? You will get 4 2 ja 8. This is 4 2 ja 8. So this 8 you will going to write here, and 5 3 ja 15. This you will going to write here. You will observe that 8 is less than 15. So you can say that 4:5 ratio is less than 3:2. Got it? Okay.
Yes.
Now, yes, it is easy. Now, next point, third point I will going to explain, to divide a quantity, okay, in a given ratio. This is what we have already studied here. Divide the given quantity as a given ratio. So it is same. Okay. Next, we will going to study. Okay, let me explain that point again. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so next point, it says to divide the quantity in a given ratio. So you say you have a quantity. Okay, from here to here you have some quantity. What quantity you have? Say you have 1000. Okay, 1000 kg of rice. Say you have 1000 kg of rice. Now you want to distribute this rice in some ratio, okay, to someone. Okay, say for example you have to distribute this in the ratio 12. Okay, 12:18. This is what you have to distribute to someone. This 12 you will going to give it to, say you will going to give this 12 to hospital. Okay, you will going to give this to hospital. Okay, to the patient. And this 18 you will going to donate to where? To temple. Okay, you are donating this to temple. Now how much you will going to give to hospital and how much you will going to give to temple? For that you will going to write this as 12x, and this you will going to write as 18x, and both when you add, how much you will get? You will get 1000. Why? Because 1000 kg of rice is there. So when you add this, how much you will get? You will get 30x. Let's change this. Let's not have 8. Instead of 8, let's have this as let's have this as not 18. Instead of 18, let we have only 8. Otherwise you will get mixed fraction. Okay, so 12:8, that is the ratio you are donating. 12% or 12 part you are donating to hospital, and 8 part you are donating to temple. So 12x plus 8x is 1000. So 12x plus 8x is what? 20x. 20x is equal to 1000. So what is the value of x? It will be 1000 divided by 20. 0 0 cancel, and here the value of x you will get 50. So how much you are giving? Yeah, so how much you are giving to hospital? You will going to multiply this value of x over here. So this will be 12 into 50, which is 600. And here on temple, you will going to multiply 8 into 8 into 50. Yes. So that will be your 400. So 400 kg you are donating to temple, and 600 kg you are donating to hospital. Okay, so this is how you can divide the quantity in the given ratio. So what I have divided, 1000 kg of rice I have divided into two entities or two quantities, one in hospital, another in temple. So this is what is also explained. Now let's understand what is continued proportional. So in case of continuous proportional, if you have A is to B, and that is in proportional to B is to C, then we say this as continuous proportional. Why I'm saying this as continuous proportion? Because in denominator this B is there, and in next quantity also B is there. So whenever you have A is to B is proportional to B is to C. So what does that mean? that mean that whenever you have the mean as same, I mean whenever you have this mean as same, that time you will going to refer this as continuous proportional. Okay, so this is what is the meaning of continuous proportional. So when you cross multiply this b into b, you will get b square, and then a into c, you will get ac. So the formula for continuous proportional is b square is equal to ac. Okay, understood this part? Okay, now the next point is what? To calculate value, as a unit. So here value means what? Value means some number, say it can be 5 or something. And unit means what? Unit means some unit. It can be kilometer, liter, gram, something. So this we will going to discuss, or we will going to study this in the solved example, and also in some questions given in the exercise. Okay, next point is to apply direct variation in real life problem. So direct variation means what? Direct variations means a is directly proportional to b with some constant, say k. So this you can write a is to b is equal to k. So as I explained you earlier, if the value of b is 1 and here the value of k is say 2, then what is the value of a? A will be 2. If the value of b is 2, then what will be the value of a? 2 into 2, that is 4. If the value of c is say 5, then what is the value of a? 5 into 2, that is 10. So this is what correct. So this is what is called your direct variation. It means if one quantity is increasing, another quantity will also increase. So here what is the one quantity that is increasing? B is increasing. Earlier B was 1, now B became 2. So another quantity which will also increase. Here earlier it was 2, now it is 4. If the quantity is decreased, for example, here it is C is equal to 5, I am making C is equal to 3, then what will be the value of C? Not C, A, it will be 3 into 2, which is 6. Now here the quantity is decreasing from 5 to 3. So here the another quantity which is A, that is also decreasing from 10 to 6. So that's what is the meaning of this direct variation. Direct variation means it says if one quantity is increases, another quantity will also increase. If one quantity decreases, another quantity will also decrease. That's what is the meaning of direct variation. Got it? Okay. So now the final point is to apply unitary method in solving problem. So what is that unitary method? For example, you have purchased 10 pens. Okay, you have purchased 10 pens in say 70 rupees. Okay, in 70 rupees you have purchased 10 pen, but you want to purchase how many pens? You only want to purchase 2 pen. So here what method you will going to apply? You will going to solve this by unitary method. When we say unitary method, what does that mean? That means you will going to first find a value of 1 unit. That 1 unit you will going to find. I have to find the value of 2 pen. I will not going to find the value of 2 pen. I will going to find the value of 1 pen first. Okay, so 10 pen costs 70 rupees. 1 pen will cost how many rupees? So cross multiply. So question mark is equal to 70. Okay, divide by 10. 0 cancel. That is 7 rupees. So 1 pen costs 7 rupees. So 2 pen will cost
14 rupees.
how many rupees? It will be 2 into 7, that is 14 rupees. Correct. So okay, so this is what is called unitary method. Got it? Now,
Yes.
next. Okay. Now, first point, it says the ratio is a comparison of two quantities of the same kind. It means if I am comparing the age of A and I have to compare with a age of B only. So here what I'm comparing? I'm comparing quantity which is age. Okay, then two quantities to be compared should be of same unit. So if the unit of this is in years, this also be should years. If it is in months, this also be in months. I cannot change it. It has to be same. To obtain the ratio, divide one quantity by the another quantity. For example, this A's age is say 5 years and B's age is say 7 years. So what will be the ratio? It will be 5/7. Okay, that's what is the third point means. A ratio is usually expressed in the simplest form. Okay, and the symbol used to represent is what? Is in 5:7. This is meaning, the meaning of this is to, is to. This is how we spell it. Okay, thus a ratio between two quantities A and B where B is not equal to 0 can be written as A is to B or A divided by B. That's what I wrote here. Now, what is this 5 called? It is called first term. It is called first term. Here, this 5 is called first term. What is this 7 called? It is called second term. What is the other name is this A? The other name of this A is antecedent. And other name of B is what? It is 7. That is consequent. Okay, that's what this means. Fine. Okay, for example, if you have a ratio, say 4x upon 3x. So you can represent this as 4/3. Okay, you can even represent this as 4 into 2, 3 into 2, that is 8/6. You can even represent as 4 into 3 and 3 into 3. 4 3 are 12, 3 3 are 9. You can even represent this as 4 into 4 and here 3 into 4. So 4 4 is 16, 3 2 is 12. You can represent this way, 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 you can represent this way. But finally, in which way you should represent? Simplest form, that is 4:3. That's what is the meaning of that statement